Imagine trying to solve a puzzle without all the pieces. That's what it's like to make decisions without research. Research is an integral part of decision-making, an unseen guide that helps us navigate through the labyrinth of the unknown. It is the compass that points us towards the right path, the light that dispels the darkness of ignorance. In the next few minutes, we'll be embarking on a journey to explore the different types of research. We'll delve into the nuances of each type and understand how they fit into the grand scheme of things. To make our journey more engaging and practical, we'll be using examples from the field of human resource management. From understanding employee behavior to making strategic decisions, research plays a pivotal role in HRM. So are you ready to dive into the world of research? But first, what exactly is research? Well, let's delve in. Research, in its most basic form, is the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources. It's a process that allows us to establish facts and reach new conclusions. Sounds simple, right? But there's more to it. Imagine you're a detective piecing together clues to solve a mystery. The clues are your data and the mystery is the question you're trying to answer. Just like a detective, a researcher must be systematic, careful, and meticulous. Research is not just a wild goose chase for data. It's about understanding the data, interpreting it, and using it to make informed decisions. It's about asking the right questions, finding and interpreting the answers, and using those answers to illuminate the path ahead. So, research is not just about collecting data, it's about understanding, interpreting, and making informed decisions. Scene script. Let's first explore the realm of quantitative research. Now, what exactly does this term mean? In essence, quantitative research is a method that places a strong emphasis on collecting numerical data. Its goal? To generalize this data across various groups of people or to explain a particular phenomenon. It's a systematic approach that uses statistical, mathematical, or computational techniques. Think about it like this. It's the science of numbers. It's all about quantifying relationships between variables. Quantitative research is typically used when you want to identify patterns, test theories, and make predictions based on the data collected. But enough of the technical talk. Let's bring this concept down to earth with an example, specifically, one from the field of human resource management. Imagine you're an HR manager, and you're curious about the employees' satisfaction levels within your company. You decide to conduct a survey to measure this. You ask each employee to rate their satisfaction on a scale of 1 to 10, and then collect these scores. This is a classic example of quantitative research. You're collecting numerical data, the satisfaction scores, and you're planning to generalize this information across the entire group of employees in your company. You might then use this data to identify patterns or trends. For example, if many employees give low satisfaction scores, this could indicate a widespread issue that needs addressing. The beauty of quantitative research is that it provides hard facts. It gives you concrete numerical data that you can analyze in a systematic way. It's not about personal interpretations or subjective opinions, it's about cold, hard numbers. But it's important to note that while quantitative research can provide valuable insights, it's often most effective when used in combination with other research methods. After all, numbers can tell you what is happening, but they often can't explain why it's happening. And that's where other research methods come in. Quantitative research therefore provides the numerical data needed to make informed decisions. On the other side of the spectrum, we have qualitative research. Qualitative research, in essence, is the exploration of the why and how of decision-making, as opposed to the what, where, and when that quantitative research seeks to answer. It's about digging deeper, peeling back the layers to understand the nuances of human behavior and experience. It's the art of unearthing the underlying reasons, opinions, and motivations that drive actions. Imagine you're a human resource manager and you're noticing a high rate of employee turnover. The quantitative data tells you the what, that the turnover rate is high, and maybe even when, perhaps it's higher during certain seasons or after specific company events. But what it doesn't tell you is why. Why are employees leaving? What factors are contributing to this turnover? Enter qualitative research. To understand the why, you might conduct in-depth interviews with employees, or maybe even former employees. You might host focus groups to discuss workplace culture, or send out open-ended surveys to gather more data. In these interviews or focus groups, you're not just counting how many people say they're unhappy with their salary or how many say they don't feel valued. Instead, you're listening to their stories, their experiences. You're looking for patterns, for common themes that emerge. Maybe you begin to notice that many employees mention a lack of growth opportunities or a culture of overwork. Quantitative research could tell you that 50% of employees are dissatisfied, but qualitative research tells you why they're dissatisfied. It paints a picture, it tells a story, it brings context and understanding to the numbers. So while quantitative research can provide a broad overview, qualitative research allows us to delve deeper. It's about understanding the experiences, the emotions, the motivations. It's about finding the story behind the numbers, the human element that numbers alone can't capture. Qualitative research, then, gives us the why behind the numbers. Now let's delve into descriptive research. Imagine you're an artist and the world is your canvas, your brush. That's descriptive research. It's the method that allows us to paint a vivid picture of the world around us, capturing the characteristics of a population or phenomenon in all its colorful detail. So, what exactly is descriptive research? Well, it's a type of observational research that involves describing the who, what, where, when, and why of a situation. It's about capturing the essence of a population, an event, or an occurrence. It's about recording things as they are, not as we want or expect them to be. Let's put it into context with an example from the field of human resource management. Suppose you're an HR manager at a multinational corporation. You've been tasked with understanding the demographics of your company's workforce. This is where descriptive research comes into play. You start by collecting data on various aspects of your workforce. This could include their age, gender, educational background, job roles, salary brackets, and so on. You might also look at their job satisfaction levels, their career aspirations, and their views about the company culture. You're not trying to predict future trends or establish causal relationships. No, your aim is to describe the current state of affairs. You want to create a detailed snapshot of your workforce as it stands right now. By doing this, you're able to gain a comprehensive understanding of your employees. You can see where the majority of your workforce is based, what their average age is, how diverse they are in terms of gender and ethnicity, and what their overall job satisfaction levels are. This information can be incredibly useful. For instance, it can help you identify any gaps or imbalances in your workforce. It can also help you tailor your HR policies and strategies to better meet the needs of your employees. So, in a nutshell, that's what descriptive research is all about. It's about gathering and presenting information in a way that allows us to see the world as it is, in all its complexity and diversity. Descriptive research helps us paint a picture of the current situation. Lastly, let's explore experimental research. Experimental research, in a nutshell, is a method of research that allows us to test cause and effect relationships. It's like a scientific experiment, but in this case, our lab is the real world, and our subjects are real people. Let's imagine for a moment that you're in the human resources department of a large corporation. You've just developed a new training program, and you want to see if it's going to boost employee productivity. You can't just roll it out and hope for the best. You need evidence, you need data, and that's where experimental research comes in. In this scenario, you'd start by stating your hypothesis, that is, a prediction about what you think will happen. Your hypothesis might be something like, implementing the new training program will increase employee productivity by 20%. Next, you'd set up your experiment. You'd select a sample group of employees, making sure it's representative of your entire workforce. You'd then divide this sample group into two. One group, the control group, would continue with their work as usual. The other group, the experimental group, would undergo the new training program. You'd then measure the productivity of both groups over a set period of time. The key here is to ensure that the conditions for both groups are exactly the same, except for the one variable you're testing. In this case, the new training program. After collecting and analyzing the data, you'd be able to see if your new training program had any effect on productivity. If the experimental group showed a significant increase in productivity compared to the control group, you could conclude that your training program works. But remember, experimental research isn't just about proving your hypothesis right, it's about learning. Even if your hypothesis is proven wrong, you've gained valuable insights that can guide your future decisions. So you see, experimental research is a powerful tool. It provides a systematic way to test hypotheses and determine cause and effect relationships with a high degree of accuracy. Experimental research lets us test our hypotheses and draw solid conclusions. So, there you have it, the world of research. We've traveled through the landscapes of quantitative and qualitative research, and delved into the specifics of descriptive and experimental research. We've learned that quantitative research is all about numbers and measurable data. It's the backbone of statistical analysis. Qualitative research, on the other hand, is about understanding people's motivations and experiences. It's the heart of human behavior studies. We've also explored descriptive research, the kind that paints a detailed picture of a situation or problem. And let's not forget about experimental research, the daring explorer of cause and effect relationships, a favorite of scientists and psychologists alike. In the context of human resource management, these research types can help us improve recruitment strategies, enhance employee performance, and foster a healthier work environment. Remember, good research is the key to making informed decisions. So the next time you're faced with a decision, think research.